Hi, my name is Jeremy Young. This is a video covering how to fill out stage 1 of the UbD template. This is the first of a series of 3 videos, each telling you how to fill out a different stage of the template. Let's jump right in. Alright, so here we are with stage 1, and for this, the little thesis here in the middle of the screen actually is pretty clear. We want to identify our desired results. This whole stage is about laying the groundwork for the other stages. This will be filled with stuff that we will be referring to continually throughout the other stages. This is about, what are we actually trying to do here? This is, in my opinion, the most difficult stage to fill out. So we have the subject or discipline, class name and number, class time frame. This is all very basic information that you should know and have in mind when you are completing this template. This is what you're doing this for, basically. And actually, if you don't have some of this information, then you really have probably a bigger problem on your hands, except for some of these things like a textbook for the class, though you should have something like that. Who knows? It depends on exactly the material that you are teaching. Maybe it's not a textbook, but some other resource. If you have some other resource that you're using, then definitely put that there. Same for links to online source material. Maybe you don't have any online source material, and that is okay. So the unit title, unit time frame, where does it fit? This is basic information that you should know about your course. And then, how you are delivering that. So we have here course design. This is about, why are we making this? Is this a course project? Do we want to teach it? Or are we part of a team? And then, what's our time frame here? What do we have? And then there's level of expertise. Maybe we're, one person in a group, or, we're going to design this in the future, or we're designing this for someone else. Who knows? So here we have the unit overview, and this is where we actually start getting into the meat of what this is. So this is the overview, and that's something for the basic information. What do people really need to know about this class before going into it and when picking it or when selecting it? And then there's the big idea. The big idea is something that should get people excited. This should be something that's like, wow, this is why I should care about this course. So not something too, as it says here, boring or teacherly. So then there's our professional organizations for our standards. So this is, what are we doing this for, right? Because when your students are leaving the course eventually, or the college, or wherever you're teaching this, when they go out into the real world, they should be using this for likely an organization, or maybe there's some related organization that governs the type of thing that they're doing. So you need to have them in mind when you are designing this course. Otherwise, what are you actually teaching them for? So you want to have those organizations, their standards, in this lesson built into it, so that your students can actually leave your lesson and be more effective out in the real world for it. So you put down the organization, the URL, and then the URL specifically to the competencies that you're going to be using, the actual standards that this organization may have. And you're probably going to have multiple of these organizations. So then there's the standards. These are the standards for these organizations that we referred to just up there. And you're going to have competency codes for these standards. And it's going to be something like 6B, something like that. And that's what you're going to put in that code box over there. And then adjacent to it, you are going to put down the description that it has for that competency code. What do they want you to be teaching them?
and transfer. What are your students going to be taking out into the real world? So you have right here the description of what your students are going to be taking out into the world, and then you put down the code of what they are going to be referring to. The competency code that I described earlier over here in the right hand boxes. All right, so here we have the essential questions. This is similar. Think of the big idea that you had earlier, where you don't want this to be too scholarly or teacherly. This is not something about quiz questions. You know, what is the capital of Mexico or something like that. You know, this is bigger concepts than that. So you put down your essential questions in that box there, and then again you put down the competency code that you are going to continually be referring to. Understanding, similar thing. What do your students need to understand? You know, you can know things, you can know bits and pieces of knowledge. Understanding is that deeper layer. What do they need to understand? That higher order thinking level of knowledge. For acquisition, you know, this is the actual facts. This is that lower order, quote unquote, thinking, the facts that they do need to know in order to be competent in the workplace. And you will have competency codes for those, and you put those adjacent to that, just like the understandings, just like the essential questions, just like everything else. Skills, these are, you know, related to the whole transfer idea. This is something that your students should be learning that's going to make them effective outside of the learning environment, that they'll actually be able to take this out and use them. Alright, so next time come and join me for stage 2 in this video series, where we start getting sort of down to business of the exact hows of the course and what you're going to be doing.